Hello again, my name's Gabe Zollner. This is the 19th of September 2016. Caught a little bit of Bret Baier, got up awfully early this morning because I am going to be going hunting. And listened to what Bret Baier had to say as far as an update is concerned. And he spoke about the St. Cloud, Minnesota event that took place at Crossroads Center Mall. And I'm going to attach an article, but before I go into that, I want to talk about another event that you probably remember, and that took place in Chattanooga, Tennessee. And that was with Mohammed Yosef Abdulaziz. Now, he went ahead on a shooting spree, and he killed a number of military personnel. He shot some at a recruiting center, and then he went to another location and killed a couple more before he himself was dispatched. The FBI did an extensive investigation, and although Mohammed Yosef Abdulaziz was a Muslim, and he went to Jordan for I think the better part of a year. And when he came back shortly thereafter, he went on this shooting spree. The FBI, with all their resources, determined that Mohammed Yosef Abdulaziz was a lone wolf. Had nothing to do with any foreign element, although, again, he did spend the better part of a year in Jordan. That's where he was radicalized. And so now we've got a similar kind of a situation going on with this latest event. In St. Cloud, Minnesota, authorities are investigating the stabbing of 9 people at a Minnesota mall as a potential act of terrorism. A finding that would realize long-held fears of an attack in an immigrant-rich state that has struggled to stop the recruiting of its young men by groups, including the Islamic State. A young Somali man dressed as a private security guard entered the Crossroads Center Mall over the weekend, wielding what appeared to be a kitchen knife. The city's police chief said the man reportedly made at least one reference to Allah, and he asked the victim if he or she was a Muslim before attacking. The rampage ended when the man was shot dead by an off-duty police officer. None of the injured suffered life-threatening wounds. So now we've got the FBI doing another investigation. The motive is unclear. But FBI Special Agent in Charge, Rick Thornton, said Sunday the stabbings were being investigated as a, quote, potential act of terrorism, and the Islamic State claimed responsibility. Okay, so now if the Islamic State claimed responsibility, what's with the potential? None of this is going to change as long as you got that crack-smoking Sunni Islamic extremist homosexual Muslim bastard Arab in the White House. This will be determined to be nothing but another lone wolf attack. After the FBI does their investigation, they're going to conclude, the same as they did in Chattanooga, Tennessee, that the attacker acted on his own, had nothing to do with ISIS. Now keep in mind, we've also had 3 other events within a day of this event. We had a bomb go off in a garbage container, and it could have killed or seriously injured a whole lot of people in New Jersey. That was at the start of a Marine race, a 5K race. The reason no one was injured is because the race started late because of the number of signups. If the race would have taken off as planned, well, then we'd have a whole lot of either dead, maimed, injured Marines. Within a short period of time of that event, another what appears to be a pressure cooker bomb went off in a dumpster. 28 people were seriously injured from that explosion. And then shortly thereafter, another pressure cooker was found that was later taken and safely detonated. And again, the FBI is not making a connection with all of these events. If you look at the pieces of the puzzle, even a blind man would see that they're here, and they have been here way back when Mohammed Yosef Abdulaziz went on his mad shooting spree. That was not a lone wolf attack. This isn't any different than what happened when we had that other madman shooter, Major Nidal Hasan, go on his murder rampage at Fort Hood. And that too was determined to be workplace violence, irrespective of the fact that the shooter had a business card that said Warrior of Allah. And he was screaming Allah Akbar as he was slaughtering innocent American military personnel. So what do we conclude with all of these events? Well, what we conclude is that they've been here for a long period of time. But because of who we have in the White House, a Muslim, they're going to continue to have their heads buried in the sand. They meaning the FBI. We clearly saw that with the investigation of Hillary Clinton by FBI Director James Comey, who didn't even attend the hearing. It wasn't recorded, it wasn't videotaped, it wasn't anything. Can you sort of see how our government doesn't function because of who's at the head of it? Totally and completely insane that this insanity is allowed to continue. You sort of know what I think. You know why I think what I think. Tell me where I'm wrong. Do you not see that ISIS is here? Do you not see that events like what took place at that ball in Minnesota is going to happen in other malls across our country? You can't stop it. Obama is allowing these Muslims to come into our country at unprecedented rates. Minnesota is a melting pot of radicalization. And by the way, so is Michigan. You think not? Well, again, you're entitled to your own opinion. Look at the pieces of the puzzle. As I stated, even a blind man can see. They're going to conclude that the Minnesota event was a lone wolf event. And they're going to conclude that the bombing that took place in New Jersey and the bombing that took place in Chelsea, New York, unrelated events, although they're all tied together by one common cause, Islam. You know that peaceful, loving religion, the one that Hillary Rodham Clinton told us about when she was lying to us in the Rose Garden? That same peaceful, loving religion. There's no in-between. You are either a follower or you're an apostate. And apostates and infidels get slaughtered. Anyone that thinks that these aren't related is delusional. Tell me where I'm wrong. You can't.